So, surprise again. And for all those beautiful comments I got myself a wonderful cameraman. Cameraman, can you show yourself?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Okay. So I got myself a cameraman. There's someone behind my phone this evening. So hopefully we'll be able to work this out a little bit better as far as the logistics and technical side of things. Okay, so I really love my zucchini today. So I decided that for dinner, Allegra loves and we love, because we're trying to avoid meat. Well, he's trying to avoid meat. I'm trying to be really good about it. So we're trying to do a little bit of veggie-based cooking. Tonight I'm preparing polpette di zucchine. What are polpette di zucchine? Polpette usually refer to meatballs, but they don't have to be meat-based. This is a veggie-based, so they would be a fritter, okay? And it's not going to be fried. It's going to be in the oven, okay? Yes, in the oven. Don't go too fast because you're gonna, okay. All right, so I'll show you how to do them, okay? Our ingredients are 400 grams of zucchine, in Italian, zucchini, in English, British English, courgettes. 400 grams is about 2 medium-sized zucchini, all right? There are our zucchini. Then we need 150 grams of ricotta cheese, all right? I suggest not sheep ricotta, but cow ricotta. This is ricotta di mucca, all right? And that's a little bit more than 150 grams, but don't be worried. That's about 200 grams of ricotta. Then I have 50 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano, and that is going to be about the same quantity, as the ricotta. Then 50 grams is a little bit less than, a lot less than a cup. So 50 grams is about here on a cup, okay? So that much of Parmigiano. Now, if you do more Parmigiano, it's just gonna taste even better. But just don't overdo it because you don't want it to overpower the taste of the zucchini. All right, so 50 grams of your Parmigiano, 50 grams of breadcrumbs, all right? 1 egg. Now, let's talk about eggs for a second. They must always be fresh and they must always sit at room temperature, okay? For cooking and especially for baking purposes, because cold eggs never served anybody well. All right, then salt and pepper to taste. All right, as you know, I use my fancy Himalayan salt and black pepper. I'm not a big black pepper fan, okay, but today, for the purpose of this recipe, I just have a little bit of black pepper left. I usually like the fresh grounded one, but I couldn't find it. Okay, then you're gonna need breadcrumbs to coat those babies. This cannot be found in Canada as of December 2019. They are called di cecco impanatura, okay? So they say here, croccante e gustoso. Croccante means crunchy, gustoso, tasty. It absorbs oil. They're really, really delish, and I believe their base is, it says here, farina di mais tostato. Farina di mais, although it sounds like mice, it's maize, it's French as well, is corn-based, okay? Corn-based crumbs. All right, guys? All right, so this takes 5 minutes to prepare and 20 minutes to cook in the oven, all right? So take a look what you do. You grate your zucchini, done. And you're just gonna slowly start incorporating your ingredients. First thing I need to incorporate as soon as I get myself a fork will be my ricotta into the zucchini. Just do that, all right? Great Tupperware, throw it in your sink. Okay, you're gonna give it a little bit of a mash, okay? Don't worry if it's not 100% mashed, okay? Then I'm gonna throw in my breadcrumbs. Why do we use breadcrumbs, one might ask? This is gonna kind of bring everything together, all right? We got my breadcrumbs done, and 1 egg. Wow, I almost lost that bad boy. Okay, so give me a second here. We've got the egg in there. Now we're gonna take a look at what the texture looks like. So it's kind of gotta be like a creamy, well amalgamated mix. Okay? So if one egg isn't enough, because I probably overdid it with my zucchini, all right, it's just very simple. Add another egg. Okay, but let me really mix this bad boy up first and see what he looks like. Okay, you see that? All right. Mixing it. What do you guys think of my videographer? Is he doing a great job? Am I saying okay too much tonight, or am I getting better with that? Now, I don't know. Videographer, you're going to be the one that sees any comments or anybody that's asking questions in the chat. Do you have your glasses on, my old man? Can you see?
I am like Silent Bob. Okay,
Silent Bob. All right, so I don't know how I actually convinced him to do this for me, but okay. All right, so that's looking good, but I think I want to throw in another egg. So Silent Bob, sorry, watch yourself while I get into my noisy fridge. All right. Now, I'm going to show you guys something really cool. I don't know if you guys can see, but in Italy, they have what's called uova gialla. Gialla or giallo? Gialla. Because the yolk of these eggs is so yellow, it's crazy. And it makes your recipes like homemade pasta, a nice bunt cake, bunt cake, which is called a ciambellone in Italian, really nice and yellow. So look at that. Look if you can see the difference between a regular yolk and that bad boy. Look how orange that yolk is. Can you guys see that? Okay, it says gialla because it's yellow, but you cannot believe it. So if these stay a little bit yellowy, we don't care. It looks kind of nice. Right? Look at that. Look how yellow that is compared to the other one. Now, obviously, it's going to lose its intensity once I start mixing it up, right? Okay. Guess what, guys? What did I forget? My Parmigiano. All right, so let's open her up. 50 grams to me is about like that. Now I'm going to add a little bit more than 50 grams. Like that. All right? You're going to add just a hit of pepper. Don't overdo it because you're just going to... Oh, wow. We're really low on pepper. And you're going to hook yourself up with your salt. We're very into containers, can you tell? Martha Stewart would be so proud of me, folks. I can just tell. All right. There we go. So our mix is coming together nicely. P.S. I'm doing this tonight with zucchini. Okay? With zucchini, courgettes. You can do them the exact same base. The exact same ingredients. Change up your base. We love doing this with lentils. They're really good too. You can do this with eggplant. Sorry, Robbie Breen, that would be aubergine for you. Okay, you can do it with any vegetable really that you desire. That's gonna give you a texture like this. Look at this, guys. It's all come together nicely. Okay, now that's good. Okay, but I know it's good when I feel it with my hands. So get yourself nice and in there. Make sure you always have clean hands, clean surfaces. I prefer short nails to cook because it's just gross when it's underneath. Sorry for all you people that wear fake nails, long nails. I've already told you this anyways. That's how I feel. I'm not hiding it. And that's it. So hang on a second. Your base is done. Now what you have to do here is go for your balls. Okay, so your croquets, your fritters, whatever you call them. Now, these are exquisite if they're fried, just like anything. I think you can get a brick outside, run it through some breadcrumbs, fry it, it'll taste wonderful. But for all intents and purposes, I wanted to show you that they can also taste really good baked. All right, so I've got my slip mat and I've put a little bit of oil, as we say, drizzled some oil on the base. All right, and you're just gonna play it like that. Okay, and you're gonna start forming your zucchini balls. Let me make as much space as possible by putting my ingredients away because I'm already limited with counter space here. This is the last thing I need. Everybody saw the name on that, so we don't need that guy anymore. All right. So here we go, folks. I don't need my measuring cup. Okay, so you can take a height. You can choose how to make them. The size is what I need. Now, I'll tell you, you don't want to make them too big because then they're not as nice to eat. But you don't want to make them too small because then they dry the hell out. Okay, so you're going to form them like that. Don't overwork them because you're going to make your ricotta too hot. Okay, now, try not to play with them too much when they're in there. Look what I'm doing. Tossing it. Okay, give it a little mix. Work it as little as possible. Look at that. Okay, and then just put it there. Once it's on your tray, on your cookie sheet, by the way, people, is this, the pan. The pan is called a cookie sheet in English. And I know that the parchment paper in Italian is called carta da forno or carta forno. What's it called? Carta forno. Okay? All right. So then you just keep on doing this until all your ingredients have been done. Now try to keep them all as uniform as possible, the same size, because once you stick those guys in the oven, you're going to turn them over once. And once you turn, well, that was special. And once you turn them over once, that's it. Okay? So, I got that there. Get them out of here. Okay. Now, I had a little kitchen accident, so I've got to wash my hands, because can you get close to the camera so I can show them what I did? See what I've done? I spilled those breadcrumbs. If I don't clean up those breadcrumbs, all you're going to smell for the 20 minutes that those guys are in the oven are those darn breadcrumbs. So how do you do that? Quickly. You have to become MacGyver in the kitchen. How can I fix this problem without making a bigger mess or changing anything? All I did was lightly put some water on a napkin to pick up the crumbs. I don't want to move those guys, so I have to try to be as still as possible. Okay. And there we did it. Okay. Throw your stuff there. All right, next. Keep going. All right, so that looks about right. And you'll feel the size, like you'll feel, okay, this is when it goes and it fits in the palm of my hand. That works. Okay. Now, let's learn from our mistakes. Come over your sink and do this, right? Okay. Quickly. Good. That looks nicely coated. Pick it up gently. All right. And you're done there. Then, again. Now, see here? I've got breadcrumbs in my hand. Don't wash your hands after every ball that you form. Because, guess what? In the ingredients, there were breadcrumbs. You're not doing anything wrong if you're adding a little bit more breadcrumbs to your fritter. Okay, it's not going to be that much extra that will change the consistency of your fritter. So don't worry. Have no fear. Okay. See that? You have to nicely coat them. Okay, without trying to tamper with the shape of your fritter. Okay. I think that one will go there. Just trying to anticipate how many will come out. Okay, and these are really, really good when they're served nice and warm. Okay, there. I think that one needs a little bit more. Okay. Try not to flatten them, because again, if you flatten them, they will lose moisture. Okay, keep them as, okay. I don't like you here, buddy. All right. Okay. Done. Good. I think we can get to 9 now. Am I going too slow? No? Okay. If anybody has any questions or anything to say or add or want me to try a recipe, let me know. School will be out very shortly, June 8th. And hopefully so will this bloody lockdown, because if not, we're in big trouble. And my heating gas bills will be out the roof with the amount of time that I could dedicate in the kitchen, which, as you know, is not enough for me right now because I'm busy working like a madman. All right, so does this look good? All right, so we're gonna move that guy over, move her over, and then make a little bit of space. Okay, that one. All right, so there. It's not, doesn't have to be perfect, okay, guys? It just has to be. All right, I think we're good. Yeah. So this recipe will yield about 9 fritters, okay? At this size, okay? This size, there'll be about 9 fritters. Now, how do you save unused breadcrumbs or breadcrumbs that have passed through here? So they've gone through a little bit of cheese and egg. So do I need to throw them out? Well, let's put it this way. It's not the freshest thing in your cupboard, but what you can do to stop the process of bacteria is place them in the freezer and label them. Okay, like impanatura is Italian for breading. Okay, breadcrumbs for, and then say what it's for fritters. So you know the next time that you need to use them, you just take them out of the freezer and you're going to be breading the same thing. Okay, the only I try not to reuse my breadcrumbs, especially anything that comes in contact with chicken or fish. Okay, even though egg is not that really safe because E. coli, right? Is it E. coli? Bacteria, but especially if it's within your family, and I don't mind if I harm them. I don't want to harm my guests. Well, mind you, it doesn't really make sense what I just said, but you know what I mean. If you want to conserve the breadcrumbs, you can do so by freezing them, but label them so you know what the heck you had in there. Okay? And we're down to our last one. All right? Okay. Do you have any questions, Dan, as a spectator? You might be thinking what other people are thinking.
Nope.
I'm scared to ask. Okay. Your voice changes when you become a cameraman?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you want to tell everybody how good my cacio pepe was the other night, or you don't really care to share that? A little bit embarrassed. We're going to work on that. All right. So remove anything excess here. Keep an eye on that. Yeah, I'll be right there. Okay, so your fritters are done. Nothing else needs to be done at this point other than sticking them in a preheated stove. Your stove is going to be at 200 degrees. I don't remember if you guys are Fahrenheit, Celsius. I always get confused. For me, it's 200. For you guys, it'll be probably 375-ish. All right. And then, okay, so my oil's there. They'll start to pick up. If you see they're too dry with the amount of oil that you put in there, you just add some. But give it a good 10 minutes before you decide. Okay, we're at 200. There you go. And that's done. Now, what do I serve that with? So, Allegra is a sour cream addict. She can put sour cream on pretty much anything. Those go very nice with sour cream. They go very nice just by themselves as well. Okay, so don't feel like you have to add anything to them because you're gonna see they come out very, very moist. They are not by any means dry. They shouldn't be if you follow the instructions and the recipe. They're not, they're light in a sense if you're not having much else. Like I wouldn't suggest doing a plate of pasta, meat, and these, okay? But I would suggest doing what we're doing tonight. So we're keeping it light. They've been placed in the oven, so they're not fried with very little oil, you saw. I'm chasing those bad boys with a Greek salad. All right, so I'll show you quickly. Greek salad. So tonight, for example, can we show them our Greek salad? Okay, so Greek salad, very typical. Lettuce, romaine lettuce, cucumbers, my famous datterini tomatoes, The pepper I got was half green, half red, so that was a nice color. My olives are not the right olives that one should be using for Greek salad, because you should be using Kalamati olives, the Greek olives. I didn't have them because I finished them, I think, last week, and I didn't replenish. So what do? Serve a salad without olives, a Greek salad? What kind of Greek salad is that? So we use an imitation version. Not really. We use black olives, and we slice those bad boys up. Here I'm going to be putting, and then I got my fresh feta, and I crumbled it, and voila. And plus the final touch for seasonings, I put herbs, I put oregano, okay, which is oregano. And here I'm going to add just fresh olive oil. I like to use a vinegar glaze just because I like sweets. I'll show you what mine looks like. Where is mine? Just a simple vinegar glaze. All right, it makes it a little bit more sweet. A little bit of salt, and you're done. Plus my fritters that are in the oven. Those will take 20 minutes, so it's 6:50. By 7:10 they'll be done. Wow, that's a close-up of my teeth, thanks. All right.
So we don't like.
And that's it. And we had that done in what? 20 minutes? Not even. Okay. So as you know, my dishes, unless it's a weekend dish and I'm hosting, generally take me about 20, maximum 30 minutes to prepare. They're in the oven. I will attach a picture of those lovely fritters as soon as we're done. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening and buon appetito.